All right, again, um, I think we should just go ahead and get it done. So here we go. I want to go back to these questions right here. All right. And what I would like to do is we're going to white this out for me. And then over here, we're getting rid of both of these. And I'm going to draw a radius. And I'm just going to say that's, let's say, doesn't matter, 5. All right, and this we're just going to look at again. I'm going to leave that 6. We didn't need that 1.73. And then, so I have a side, a radius, and I'm just going to erase that. All right, and I don't care about the 1, 2, so we'll just make it 10. All right. So now we have all the options there. All right, so again, these are all just regular polygons. All right, and the easy ones are triangle. Right? If it's a triangle, it just forms a what type of triangle? Equilateral, which makes it what? Equiangular, which means that it's going to end up being a 30, 60, 90 triangle. All right, listen to what I'm saying now, because I think it's really easy. The other one is the hexagon. That's really easy, because again, the hexagon is divided into 6 triangles, but they're equilateral triangles. All right, so then that would just apply. Same thing would apply. Those triangles would be cut into 30, 60, 90. And then the pentagon is nothing special. And is that an octagon? No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the octagon. All right, is that 3, 4, 5, 6? Yeah, that's octagon. Okay, so here we go. Let's just find the area of these, then we'll find the area of the irregular shapes, and let's be done. All right, so here we go. We have a pentagon with, a hexagon with a side of 8. So again, if you were just thinking this through, the best thing to do is just to show you, again, how it just is divided into 6 equilateral triangles. That's kind of the most important one. Yes, you can actually do 2 trapezoids. The problem, and it's not really a problem, is, and since you mentioned that, let's just go ahead and take a look at that. You're right. Do you agree this would be the height? Do you agree with that? Then this right here is one base, and that's the other base, correct? So what are the lengths of the 2 bases? 16 plus 8. So I'm going to go ahead and do it like you said. All right? So area, you have to remember the area of a trapezoid is what? I know, but I just say the average of the bases. Right? I just say the average of the bases times the height, right? Now, if I do 1/2 base 1, what's base 1? And then base 2 is 16. Now, you still have to figure out what the height is. And of course, the height is, and we don't need trig on this. No, the height can't be the same as the hypotenuse. One I just said, that's what yay, good, thank you guys. 4 radical 3, beautiful. How do you know it was 4 radical 3? Because it is a 30, 60, 90 triangle, that's what I'm telling you. Anytime you see a hexagon or anytime you see a regular triangle, it creates a 30, 60, 90 triangle. All right, if you don't know that, let me know, because that's the one that's always on the standardized test. All right, so this height is 4 radical 3. Does everybody agree with that? Now, are we Are you telling me that the trapezoids are the same? The trapezoid on the bottom is it the same as the one on the top?
Yes.
So I could just do what?
Times 2.
Multiply by 2, which is nice now because what happens to the 1/2 from the times 2? They cancel out, right? So now we can practice our mental math. 8 plus 16 is 24 times 4 without a calculator. So 24 times 4 is 96. Remember, anytime you multiply by 4, you can multiply by 2 twice. To me, it's easier doubling things. 24 times 2 is 48. 48 times 2 is 96. So 96 radical 3 inches squared. Is everybody happy with that? Does everybody agree? Simple, right? Simple, simple. Okay, because in the 30, 60, 90, right? This right here is 30. This right here is 60. Do you agree with that? That makes this 4. Opposite 30 is half the hypotenuse. And that makes that 4 radical 3. All right? Easy as that. Easy as that. All right? You have to know the 30, 60, 90 triangle in a lot of standardized tests. If you know it, it just makes the test much, much easier. All right? And on the SATs, they actually give you that relationship at the beginning. All right? Now, let's take a look at number 7. All right? So on number 7, is this going to end up being some special triangle? Besides the fact that it is what type of triangle? Isosceles, right? But does it create anything special? No. So if you want, you can say this is 5, right? So how many triangles are we going to have? 8. So again, I just think this is the easiest way to do it. Area equals 8, parentheses, 1/2. Do I know the base yet? No. Do I know the height yet? No. I don't know any of those. Because that's the radius, it's not the base and it's not the height. You good? All right. So again, we just create, we're going to create the triangle, right? So the only angle we know for sure is this guy. Well, we know this angle, which is what? 45. And then we know the smaller angle, then that would be 22.5. All right, so this angle right here is 22.5 degrees. And now we just have to practice our trig to make sure we can figure out the other. All right? So, tell me.
How do you get 45?
So remember, this is technically, watch this. That is technically inscribed. You know what I'm saying? Can you see it even though my circle is not perfect, right? So it's inside. We say that's inscribed in a circle, which means it's 360 degrees, right? Which means we just take 360 divided by 8, which is 45, and we bisect that again. Agreed?
Yes.
Easy. All right, and that's the procedure on all of them. All right, to find that angle, you just divide by 360 divided by the number of sides. All right, simple as that. All right, so now we have that triangle. So now I want, remember, I'm going to go ahead and call this the height, right? And this is where I want you guys to pay attention because, and I want that to be the base. All right? But you got to pay attention. All right? So I need someone to set the trig up for me. Go ahead, Dalton.
Sine 22.5.
Sine of 22.5 is equal to what? How about if I do B, even though you're right? You agree? Because I just want to make sure I know that's the base. All right, so now everybody should know that the base is just 5 times the sine of 22.5, which is, someone's going to tell me about what?
1.9.
So everybody okay with that being like 1.9, right? Now, remember up here, this is 1/2 base times height. Is everybody with me on this? Now, technically, what is this? This is where some kids always messed up. They didn't understand what I'm saying, so I'm trying to make sure you're hearing me. What is that?
That's half the base.
That is half the base. Listen to what I'm saying. So we could multiply that by 2, right? But then when we put it back in the equation, you're going to end up what? Dividing it by 2. So this answer that's on your calculator can be plugged in for 1/2 b. But I need you to see that. All right, and if you don't remember that, that's okay too, because you just find the base and then divide by 2 and you go, wow, that was dumb. All right. Now, I remember, I'm trying also to teach you how to use your calculator so you're not rounding too much. All right. So now, the quickest way to find the height is using the Pythagorean theorem, right? So instead of doing 5 squared, everybody knows what 5 squared is, so you just go what? 25 minus the answer squared. I really don't want you rounding it to 1.9. I want you to use your calculator so there's no rounding. All right? You need a calculator? You got it. And then square root of that. So the height is what, guys? Now, again, I don't want 4.6 if you don't see 4.6. All right, everybody's got to be doing that. It's really simple, I think. Height is 4.6. Does everybody agree? All right, so now I can plug the 4.6 in here. So now it's just 8 times that 1.9 answer times that 4.6 answer. What was the area about?
69.92.
69.92. 69.92?
Yes.
92, I don't know what it was, units squared. Everybody agree that that's not hard. All right. All right, so now, again, equal out of a triangle. All right, should be simple for us. Bless you. 1/2, what's the base?
6.
6. Come on now. Everybody tell me what the height is.
3 radical 3.
Somebody said 3 radical 3. Anybody agree?
Yep.
Right. Again, if you're unfamiliar, just draw it down. All right. This becomes 3. This has to be 3 radical 3. So we don't need a calculator for that. 1/2 of 6. 3 times 3. 9 radical 3 square feet. Anybody have any issues with that? Okay, so now let's look at this guy. All right. Now, how many triangles am I going to have? So I want everybody to put down area equals 5 times 1/2. Do I know the base?
No.
No. Do I know the height?
Yes.
The height is what?
10.
10. So I like to just go ahead and fill it in if I can. Simple, simple, simple. There's 5 triangles. True? The number on the outside just is the calculating the number of triangles there are. All right? So now we're going to draw this down, create the triangle. Now I need someone to tell me what the angle that was created is. 72. And then this angle is 36. And I'm looking for the base. Everybody okay with that? Hold on a minute. I'm looking for the base. Everybody okay with that? I think so. Tangent. So here we go. Let's see if that's correct. Tangent of what?
36.
Is equal to b over 10. So b is equal to what? 10 tangent 36. All right, so somebody tell me b is approximately what? 7 point what?
26. 7.3. Yeah.
All right, I don't care. You know that. So now, think about this. So one more time, I'm going to explain it even though I know it's boring. Is that the whole base? That is what? 1/2 of the base. This is what I'm trying to show one more time. So make sure, if you weren't quite sure, I'm explaining again. This is half the base, right? That's what this answer is here. That's half the base. All right, a lot of kids make a mistake on the test because they're not sure about what I'm saying there. All right, so now it's just 5 times that answer on your calculator times 10. So your area is approximately what?
360.
How much?
363.3.
363.3 square yards. I'm guessing. All right, and like I said, I don't really care if you're off by a little bit. We're not counting decimals. Everybody good with that? As long as you're in that area, we're good. All right. Now the only thing you have to do is find the area of 3 and 4. All right, find the area of 3 and 4, and we are going to call it a what? Calling it a day. All right. Now the only other thing is, guys, I just flipped down. The answers are down there, but just do yourself a favor. Make sure you try to find the answer for 3 and 4. Make sure you know how to do that. All right. Then once you're done, guys, once you're done with that, all right, find something to work on. All right. Listen, again, I'm trying to tell you, you're not allowed to use your, and it's mostly 7th grade, I think. All right. You're not allowed to use your iPad for gaming. All right, ever. All right. You're going to get me in trouble. Somebody walks in the door and you're playing games. All right. You're not allowed to do that. All right. Bless you. All right. So make sure you're working on something. Plus, you guys were telling me how big your English is, right? Don't you have an English something going on? Right. So hurry up and finish. Make sure you know how to do it. And then start reviewing quietly so you don't interrupt people who are trying to study.